Charlie Burrell, welcome to the Forum for the Future of Agriculture. And now you are the owner of the Knepp Estate, that's in Sussex, on the south coast of the UK. You've got 3,500 acres, and it's an exciting conservation project there because you've gone from that farming to being, I think you describe yourselves as rewilding pioneers. Talk to me about that transition, and talk to me particularly about how that transition gets funded and can happen.
Going back 22 years now, we were coming to the end of another agricultural depression, and the milk prices were collapsing. The land that we're on is very poor agricultural land, so grade 3, grade 4, a grading system we use in England. So really quite difficult to make money. And we were probably 2 tons light of the national average for winter wheats, for instance, just because of the land and what it was like. So I was struggling to think about what we could do with the land. We had a lot of property, so it's a big estate with 1,400 hectares, with lots of houses and cottages and lots of tenancies. So the idea was that we could use the land in other ways. We could free ourselves from going down the sort of conventional farming, which I'd done for 20 years. So we broke out of that and came up with nature as the idea for our future.
You use words like sort of freedom and breaking free of it. I mean, as if there are chains. Well, there were certainly constrictions, is what you're saying. Now you have purple emperor butterflies, as I understand, but those wonderful pollinators. You have a wealth back onto your estate, and that's what rewilding has given your land. So
the idea was that we're going to come away from farming over a period of time, and then allow plants to recolonize our land, and then see what happened. We then chucked in a whole lot of large herbivores to drive systems. But what has happened is, you're quite right. I mean, we've got the only growing population of turtle doves in England. We've got the biggest population of purple emperor butterflies now in England. We have nightingales. We have species that have not been seen in England for 50 years. We've got new species from Europe arriving. So all of this has meant that the land has been released from, I guess, its constraints, and myself has also been released from the constraints of conventional agriculture and the mindset that what that gives you, into a completely new realm, a new wonder and a new joy of what our land could and should have been doing.
And so the landscape changes, it's being reshaped, when we know that there are those public goods that come from, projects like this. Farmer turned conservationist, or certainly moving towards rewilding, those first steps to upscale that transition. I know that there will be an event that we're talking about this. What messages do you have in terms of your experience in making that happen? How do you upscale?
Yeah, I mean, what's exciting for me on this marginal land is that we are probably twice as profitable as a grade 2 agricultural land is. So going down this path has meant that we're employing a lot more people, we're making a lot more money, we're now safe, we're not always having the bank manager looking over our shoulders. So the transition from conventional farming to nature has been all but good. I mean, we've gone from 23 people to over 80 people, full-time equivalents. So the business itself has bloomed, but the land has bloomed. And I think that gives us a vision for future. And it's not everywhere, it's not going to be possible to have this everywhere, but having these areas as core nature areas run by private individuals might be quite an interesting idea in this new world of carbon credits and biodiversity credits, and a whole new call from the corporate sector to actually come funding nature recovery.
It is a complicated world, isn't it? So in terms of bringing together voices, those actors within this debate, tomorrow I know that there is a forum event to bring those voices together, hearing from NGOs, hearing how you can work and progress this. What's the purpose of the event, and what are your hopes for it?
Well, collaboration. I mean, I think my message tomorrow is going to be all about let's work together. And we're seeing all around us all the battle lines that are being drawn up. And I think that we need to have a much more nuanced storyline. We need to be able to talk about the complexities of all the things that we're trying to achieve here. We're going to need to then collaborate from both NGOs, the farmers, the landowners, the tenants. We're all going to have to come together, because it's going to be through that effort, collective effort, that we will then come up with innovative and interesting solutions. I think that's what's going to be really exciting about the next decade.
Yeah, well, it'll be useful to start pooling some of that expertise and those resources tomorrow. So enjoy the event, and thanks very much.
Really looking forward to it. Thank you very much.